So I want to set the stage for where we're at in the event process. So let's say it's 11 p.m. Saturday night. We finished the event. People have mostly left. Maybe there's a few people in the ballroom, but anybody who's going to pick up a paid item is pretty much out the door. So what we want to do is take an inventory of what has been paid for and what hasn't been paid for. And you don't have to wait till 11 o'clock to do this, but what you would do is go to Event Central and Event Payments. And this breaks down into two sections. You have the paid checkouts area and you have the unpaid checkouts. So under paid, of course, I can see who's made payments for which items and what payment method, and of course the time and total that they paid. But mostly what I'm looking for at 11 o'clock or 11:30 is the unpaid checkouts. So I have a group here of 9 that have not checked out, and I want to get them checked out. I mean, it's the end of the night. I've got people who gave me their credit card at the beginning of the night, or they signed up online and provided their credit card. Let's get these people batch processed so when I leave, I've got very little to deal with. Maybe a handful of people whose credit card declined, or people who didn't give me a credit card, or somebody who may have wanted to pay with a check or invoice or some special case. So what I see here is I have 9 payments, so showing 1 of 9. You can expand that to show all if you have more than 9 or more than 10. And we have their name. We know we have a phone number on file. These are the items they need to pay for. This is how much they need to pay. A link for me to check out anyone individually, and then a payment type. Now, hopefully, you'll see a lot of credit cards ending in here. So let's just imagine that all of these had credit cards on file. The two ways to check somebody out is either individually or as a batch. If you want to check somebody out individually, you would go to this checkout link. It'll take you to their checkout. I have the winery tour, and I'm going to pay with cash. And we can put an email on file, so that way when the payment is submitted at this point, they'll get an email, and I'm going to just go ahead and submit that. Now it'll come back to the event payments page telling me that the payment has been processed. If I go to paid, you'll now see Joe is in this section, which makes sense. We've checked him out. The other option is to batch process. If I have all of these folks to check out, I can select them all. Now let's again pretend that their credit cards are all on file, and we're going to check them out with credit card. Up here at the top, I have batch process as credit card, check, or cash. I'm going to choose check. And then I want to send the results to this email address. You can put an email address you want in here, and when the batch process completes, it's going to email that email address a status of every one of the payments that went through. We put this on a loop every 10 minutes or 15 minutes. We do a batch process for any account in our system. So it's not immediate, but it is, at the most every 15 minutes. When it's done, we'll send you an update. So I'm going to go ahead and batch, continue. And what it does is it says your batch has been submitted, it's waiting to be processed, and now in the meantime I'm going to see processing, which means I can't do anything with it until ClickBid is done sending it through the checkout queue. So now I could go home at this point, wait for my email, and it'll give me everything that's been done and has yet to be done. But always use this unpaid checkouts to see where you're at post-event. On that Sunday, the Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, you'll know what needs to be paid for under Event Central, Event Payments, Unpaid Checkouts.